I hope you're doing well. Well, listen, we've talked about the fact that as you grow older, things that are just commonplace to other people become incredibly important. Well, let's just put it that. We see the value in things, whether it be, uh, I have a tin can full of nuts and bolts. I will never use, but I have them just in case. I have every package of everything I've ever put together that had leftover screws, washers, or any other aspect. I have all of the instruments that they sent, tools to put it together. Doesn't matter whether I'll ever use them or not. I still have them because when you get older, it's hard to throw things away. Now I'm not a hoarder. You can look behind me. I'm not a hoarder. I swear, I'm not a hoarder. But the truth is, and I think it's very important, is we realize that the things of this world, that God has given them to us, uh, and that we're to be a good steward. Appreciate. Uh, I don't necessarily see it as a negative thing. Um, God has entrusted to us a certain amount of, how can I say it, experiential material, whether it be wealth or material things, and they have value to us. I have hanging on my wall ordination degrees that are no longer relevant, and diplomas that speak of an educational process that began at age 36 and went on through into my 60s. I was a good learner. Doesn't mean anything to anyone else. I doubt that any of my children are going to want any of those things, but each one of them means something to me, and that's just the way it is. You see value in things that others don't. In my office at home, I have a picture on the wall of Pastor Kevin, myself, and Dr. Lewis holding a boa constrictor. I remember that, the gentleman, his name was Don, who had this exotic kind of show that went to the fair every year, and he had all kinds of animals that were exotic and some dangerous animals. He had a couple of cobras and things such as that. We visited him. He used to come to our church, and that day we got to hold his, what was it, about an 8 or 10 foot boa constrictor. Doesn't mean anything to anybody else. It means something to me. It reminds me of something. I want you to think about your life just for a moment. I read something today that meant a lot to me. That there is no such thing as admiration without love. I think of all the people. I have a beautiful picture of Sue on my wall with this fairly handsome young man that's standing with her. She looks gorgeous. There is no such thing as admiration without love. There is no such thing as thankfulness without love. That statement just stood out to me. What would happen if we understood how much God loves us? When it says that love never fails in 1 Corinthians 13, verse 12 and on, what does that mean to you and I? Everything else is going to fail, but that will never fail. It means that our world, we should see our world through that perspective. Now, why is this important? Because it teaches you to appreciate the things, even the little things, even the seemingly insignificant things that God has placed in your life. Of course, there's many things that you wouldn't even know what to do without them. But think of all the insignificant aspects of your life that God has given to you. And this is why understanding His love towards us just changes our perspective towards every aspect of our life. It just allows us to see things that we've never even seen before. And we say, This applies to every relevant aspect of your life. Uh, if you think about it, just the fact that you have the ability to get up in the morning and drink a cup of coffee, oh, it tastes so good. And just whether you turn on the news or not. Now, as you get older, you tend to watch more news. I'll discuss that another time. But let's say you turn on something else. The fact that you have the privilege of doing that. What an incredible privilege it is. The fact that you can see and hear. The fact that you have health enough to even move. The fact that you have, if you live in a house, a yard. All of these things God, in His love, has entrusted to us. He just wants us to be appreciative. That's all He asks. We've talked about this in the past in 2 Timothy chapter 4. I think it's 2 Timothy. It's 2 Timothy chapter 4. It speaks of the last days and talks about the fact that in the last days men will be lovers of themselves. And as a result of that, it goes through a whole list of things that will be the fruit of that. It says that they'll be disobedient to parents, and actually it's 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1 and on, that these aspects of nature that will show up. Disobedient to parents, lovers of themselves, lover of pleasure more than, lovers of God, and so on and so forth. It goes through a whole list. But one of the elements of that, ingratitude, it says. They'll just be unthankful, ungrateful people. You can't look at the world and be thankful. Just can't be thankful. I had the opportunity of, I think I'll save that example for perhaps another day. But I just want to encourage you today. God loves you so much. We return that love to Him in gratitude. Just like we would to anyone that has treated us kindly or has sacrificed on our behalf. We return that love investment in gratitude. Till next time, friends. God bless you.